Hour 18, our commitment to bringing you the coronavirus facts every day in 20 minutes without commercials. Today, 2 more city employees died of COVID-19 complications, a Chicago firefighter and a water department plumber.
Now, other city workers are telling CBS 2 investigator Dave Savini they fear for their own safety. He joins us now live with what he found. Dave.
Erica, there are about 200 people based out of this building behind me on the southwest side. Some of them say the city failed to protect them from the virus.
No one should be in that building, especially if the virus is in that building and we've already lost a coworker. No one should be in that building.
Stephen Ivey, a City of Chicago laborer, is talking about the loss of Dave Vilos, a city foreman for machinists. Vilos died last week after battling COVID-19. His desk now sits empty on the 4th floor of this massive city office building on Pershing Road.
They still haven't shut the building down. They still have people coming in there, swiping in and out of there.
Ivey is angry and says city leaders failed to protect its workers from the virus spreading on the 4th floor here. CBS 2 investigators obtained these photos inside and internal documents exposing at least 5 workers testing positive in less than 2 weeks. Sources say more are in quarantine or being tested.
You fear for your life.
Yes.
And you say the 4th floor is a hot spot.
The 4th floor is a hot spot.
Sources say this 4th floor security office is where the first coronavirus case occurred at the Pershing Road building. It was announced on March 29th by Commissioner David Reynolds. Reynolds oversees what's called AIS, Assets, Information and Services. It includes all trade workers in the building, including machinists, plumbers, electricians, carpenters, and laborers like Ivey.
So this department is just jeopardizing our lives across the board.
Days before the first case, this internal email by the Director of Facilities Management, Nina Kozo, shows foremen were ordered to continue working in this 4th floor room. 12 to 15 foremen in this one room, according to this email from one union that fought to have the workers separated. They won, but it was too late. At least 2 people working here became sick. One was Dave Vilos.
He died from the complications of the virus, yeah. So when I heard the news, it got real emotional.
Just days after Vilos was diagnosed, Ivey says he was told to move this motor with a coworker. It was heavy, and the 2 had to get close to lift it. Later, Ivey learned the other worker may have been exposed to Vilos before Vilos went home sick.
And nobody told you that?
And nobody in management told me.
And you had a right to know that?
And I had a right to know that.
After Dave Vilos was diagnosed, Commissioner Reynolds sent out an email which some city workers and the union took offense to. Reynolds wrote, "I've been preaching recommendations to help control the spread of the COVID-19 virus, and it is pretty clear, based on recent positive COVID-19 tests, not everyone is following these." A union leader then sent emails to the mayor's office accusing the commissioner of belittling Vilos and not handling the crisis correctly, asking how many people have to die or get sick before Commissioner Reynolds is held accountable.
And I hope Lori Lightfoot see this.
Ivey and other city tradesmen tell CBS 2 the city is also failing to follow its own guidelines involving essential work being the only work that should be done.
Because we're in a medical crisis. They got me out here picking up trash.
CBS 2 investigators obtained these work orders showing multiple workers assigned to pick up trash around the Pershing Road building. Others ordered to move electrical material to storeroom shelves.
Tell me how is that essential enough to affect my health? It's not.
Other tradesmen we talked to off camera also say they are frustrated about doing non-essential work.
Why do you have the painters going out into buildings? How is painting a wall or painting a building an essential functioning during a medical crisis like this when we have the mayor telling you stay at home, stay at home?
Take a look at these CDC signs at the building, warning workers to stay 6 feet apart and not to congregate. But CBS 2 investigators have learned an investigation has been launched by Illinois OSHA for COVID-related health and safety concerns here. One complaint, large groups congregating on the 1st floor. We're told these are pictures of Board of Election workers gathered together.
Is there a lack of direction?
It's lack of knowledgeable management.
But it's not just that department with COVID-19 cases in this building. Back up on 4, there's this, a Chicago Police Department storage facility. Internal records show at least 2 officers working here have tested positive in 2 weeks. Sources say the number of people getting sick keeps growing. Stephen Ivey says he's also concerned about the children he's raising, including his foster kids. And he also thinks about his friend and co-worker, Dave Velos.
They don't care about me enough to protect me, to prevent me from being Dave. And what's gonna happen to my kids? I signed on to raise these kids, and if I pass, what's gonna happen to them?
Now, he says he quit his city job on Monday because of all of this. The city department involved with this building, tells us they've deep cleaned and sanitized the facility, and they are following all guidelines. Live on the city's southwest side, Dave Savini, CBS 2 Investigators. Back to you, Erica.
So, Dave, are they doing anything different to protect these workers?
What we've been told is since the fatality, they've relocated some workers, and they have other workers who can work remotely, swipe in and out from other facilities like libraries. So they're trying to keep workers away now.
Are complaints like these happening anywhere else in the state that you've heard of?
Well, we looked into this with OSHA, and they've gotten back to us and told us there are 66 cases that they're investigating statewide involving government workers with virus-related safety concerns. We don't know about any more in Chicago specifically, and they're not commenting on these cases.
All right, Dave Savini reporting live with his investigation for us. Thank you.